This is how it's gonna be. This is what you think of me. It's going down like I told you. This is how it's gonna be. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm not going anywhere. It's going down like I told you. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy. Oh, I'm dangerous. So dangerous. I'm dangerous. So dangerous.
Hola, Lucha Libre fans out there, and welcome all the viewers to the BodySlams podcast. I'm your host. Well, I'm not a luchador right now because I'm retired, but I have to unmask myself. It's me. That's right. It's one of your co-analysts, Gio Frost, and I'm here live on the BodySlams podcast. This is Thursday Night Slam, and as always, have we got a guest for you? He is a man with many special skills, but before I bring him in the room, let me get to our cheap plugs out there. First, I want to give a shout out to my compadres, my co-hosts out there, Tony Reyes, that's right, and as well as Joey Image. And the rest of the cheap plugs, we're going to give a shout out to Red Rose Sports Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where you can get all your beautiful sports car needs. I go out there and I get my wrestling cards. I did get the whole collection of WCW. Now I'm working on one of the heritage sets, which I've been slacking on. I need to go back there and get some more. But you can check out their shop online at redrosesportscards.com, as well as in West Reading, PA, Symbiote Collectibles. They have all this great action figure stuff as far as like He-Man, Transformers, G.I. Joe, wrestling figures, and a whole host of other things. That's right. That's symbiotecollectibles.com. And if you are a reader and you love books, especially about professional wrestling, go on Amazon and order Jimmy Corderas, the 3 Count, My Life in Stripes as a WWE referee, as well as me and Joey's good friend, Steve, the teacher, Hershowitz. I hope I said his last name. I hope I didn't butcher it whatsoever. And his book is called Class in Session, From Teacher to Wrestler. But now, without any further ado, I'm not going to waste anybody's time. Our guest for today, he is self-proclaimed, I want to say El Lucha King. He is a second generation wrestler or luchador, as you want to say. I better get it correctly. He might reach through the screen and whoop my ass or something like that. I'm not sure, but we'll get to it. He's a man of many talents, many skills, and if you enjoyed the show today, after hearing this, you might want to go over to his Pro Wrestling Tees shop. He's on there as well. He is none other than El Lucha King, Felipe Jr.
Hello, everybody watching.
Hola, brother. Amigo.
How you doing?
Let's see. I had to rock this in the beginning, but for some reason I had the mesh over the eyes and I couldn't see my screens, my buttons, what's going on. So I got two monitors going on, one in front of me, one up there. So if you catch my eyes going up and down, you know what I'm doing.
Okay.
We got people chatting, already chatting in the chat room. My man, Flex Wheeler, all the way from the Great White North in Canada. That is, this gentleman here, Felipe. He is a big brother to me. He helped me out in my career. Much love to him. Great dude.
All the way from.
Linda, I'd like to say, give a shout out to Linda. Always tune in to see what's going on here. Thank you to Linda for being faithful and checking us out each and every time. But Felipe, what? How the hell are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you? It's been a while.
Yeah. For people who don't know, of course, I'm not gonna plug the shoot name out there or anything like that. But the people in the wrestling world, in the wrestling realm, the ones that that know us personally, it's no secret that I call you one of my wrestling sons. That is, I met you really young when well, you're still young. You're still a baby to me. When before you even had a match, you know, you were
during training times, setting up the ring.
Yeah, when you're still training with WXW with the Wild Samoans over there. We got to spend countless amount of times on the road. You came over, spent nights at the crib. We traveled, broke bread, had a bunch of laughs, and it was great. And I said, "Yo, I did something about this kid, you know." It's just like right here. So, but let's get into things as always. Yeah. So, how or what reason, what drew you to the world of Lucha Libre or professional wrestling for the American viewers or whatever?
Well, started off when I was younger. Like everyone watches wrestling when they're young. They love it. They get into it. They want to be a wrestler. A buddy of mine, he helped me out. He's a very close friend of mine. He's helped me out to get into like training and all this. But we've hung out, and he's before wrestling we've hung out outside, and he's like, hey, I got a place, do you want to come train? Yeah, let's make our dreams come true. And we went and we did it.
Yeah, it's like as time goes on, like I heard in your voice there, you're a little hesitant. I know as time goes on, like in any wrestling with anybody's, sometimes people grow apart, because they might venture off into other things, but eventually we all come back together again, and then we venture all apart again, then we come back together again. It happens. It's a flow. It's a rocky roller coaster in this crazy world of wrestling. So
the part of life.
Yeah, it is in general, but like we kids you grow up with in school and stuff, hey, they could be your best friends in elementary school. You don't see them until one day you get a job with them at, I don't know, I'm gonna say Wawa or whatever, but still, regardless, like, it's funny how life turns out. Just the other day, I ran into somebody from my teenage years. I'm like, oh, and I'm 46 now. Like, holy shit. I'm like, whoa. So yeah, it does happen.
Yeah, it happens, but the good thing is communication is not is always there. So that's the important part.
Yeah, always, hands down. I always tell it to everyone: open communication is a key to. You may not be as tight as you once was, but at least you keep that relationship, that bond, somewhat intact, though, as life moves on, though. So anyway, so you ended up going to the Wild Samoan Training Center to start
Yeah,
out in I guess it was Allentown, Pennsylvania.
yeah. I think they're in New Jersey now. I believe they've moved on to
I'm
a different
I'm
location.
I'm quite not sure myself, but I have to definitely look into that. What was the training like for you there?
It was tough. It was very tough training. Our trainer, RJR, he really pushed everyone to their limits. And a couple times we had like Lance Anoa'i come in, and he would since he had his tryouts in WWE, he would give us he would give our trainer like, hey, uh, let's see if they can do this and he would tell him to do tell the students to do things he learned at the WWE training center.
Gotcha. When you start learning those fundamentals, I understand you learn the fundamentals from like because what was taught to RJR was taught uh to Samu, which from his father Alpha Senior, is like how to work as far as the old school WWF type of way. But
Yeah,
when Lance came back, he was showing you like the new training methods, I guess. They're more in depth, more high octane intense type, where
yeah,
it makes you go. They're gonna blow you the hell up even worse than before. So and those kind of skills helps, and those training methods helps you get ready for if and when you ever do get a tryout for the Fed, as some of us
yeah.
older guys like to call it, the Fed.
Yeah, they before doing any wrestling moves or anything, it was all cardio. Keep just a lot of exercise just to start. So it was very that helped me a lot. When I go out and I wrestle, it helps me breathe through the nose, not from the mouth. And it's a lot of squats, all the stuff. It helped a lot. It has helped, and it still does till this day.
Yeah, because when you were just describing that breathing through the nose and not the mouth, because when you're breathing through the mouth, you're sucking in all that wind, all that air, and it's like, and it's gonna affect your lungs. So it's
It's
better to
more
take the
difficult.
yes, it makes everything a lot more difficult. So, and I'm like, I was trying to take some notes here. It's not much. It's hard to look up on your Facebook pages and stuff like that. It's a little bit
Oh,
difficult for me because Facebook, it doesn't really let you detail everything exactly
yeah,
like where I have an actual website.com where I categorized stuff accordingly myself, so that way it's easier for people to read. But I did my best.
okay.
Uh uh so you definitely, this is a treat for me. This here, and this is gonna go back to me calling you my wrestling son. Uh it's when you made your debut. Uh, you debuted for Outbreak Wrestling on July 7th. July 13th, 2019. I have the date written down here because the reason why I say I bring this up is because your debut was my very last time I ever laced up the boots and got in the ring and worked in front of a crowd. So for me, it was like passing the torch because me and you both were in the dark match part of the show. We opened up the shows where I was the first match and then you were the second match. But
Yeah.
I that there is always going to be special to me because like I said, I look at you as my wrestling son. uh a lot of people think you are though. So and and just the fact that my last match and your debut match just happened to be falling on the same day, back to back matches, and and it took I get choked up sometimes. So
It was a good moment. It does I watch it all the time, and the first match that pops up is you. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch the whole thing. His and then mine.
you see mine, but like, oh, he hurt his leg before the match happened. Like, yes, something did happen to me during I was working out in the ring prior to the show, and something popped in my leg. I'm not sure what happened, but it was in my calf area. So but instead of pulling out, I just manned up, put my brace on. I said, "Oh, we're gonna work." It was by far, I'm gonna say, it's not the best, but hands down, it wasn't the worst either.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that I got to do it with a couple of my good friends in the business. My tag team partner JoJo, that me and him teamed up with many years. We held titles together. We worked as the Dark Carnival, taking on Leonidas and Problem Child. So enough about me. We're talking about you. But you start getting some matches here and there while you're still training, though. And then you made a trip on a plane that went south of the border. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, that was during COVID. I think it was a month or two.
I think it was before COVID actually hit, wasn't it?
No, it was after COVID, because a few months later, we were still during COVID. There were still tapings and stuff like that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So yeah, I made that trip down there, and I trained a bit. It was a week trip because it wasn't too long. Usually when I go, I like to go for a month. Okay, I like to enjoy my time down there. I want to go see everything and whatnot. But this time it was only for a week, and I did some training with my uncle. I got to meet his students. I got to learn from them. I got to show them a little bit of the stuff I learned.
And right there alone is where I brought up at the top of the show about being a second generation wrestler. Your uncle is a luchador down there, and he runs his own training center. Am I correct?
Yeah, he runs his own training,
as well as his own company.
The company right now isn't running.
No, but
he was running one. Yeah, he was.
Yeah. And what was the name of the company by chance?
Still today, it's Azteca de Lucha Libre.
Okay. And for everyone who's watching, like, you're going as Felipe Jr., which is because of your uncle, right?
Yes.
Felipe Sr. That's kind of like almost like like Rey Mysterio. His uncle is Rey Mysterio Sr. and he was Jr. Then just so happens his cousins, two of his cousins, I believe two of them who was actually Rey Sr.'s sons, was El Hijo del Rey Mysterio, and the other one was Rey Mysterio 2 or something. Well, they were all along the line, the same names. They all wore similar masks and all that stuff. But you took the prestige of the family and ran with it as junior, as honorary to your uncle.
Yeah, the mask isn't the same.
Just the name.
Just the name. I was like, I got to get my own mask.
And I like the fact that for a while in the beginning, when you start out, it's hard to come up with especially if you're being a luchador underneath a mask. You're trying to get a mask and you don't have your own design. You start using, just random masks or whatever. But now you sat down, you drew it up, and you have your own custom mask. You got everything. It's you. It's Felipe. It don't belong to anybody else. You're not copying like how some others wear like massive guys from Mexico, but they're wearing them here in the States. So now
you have a lot of copies, and I've had issues with my mask. A lot of there's this one guy who was like, "Oh, your mask looks like mine," and it really didn't. We just had the like similar linings. Well, over here, these linings. He's like, "Oh, they look the same." I mean, everyone takes a small piece and turns it into their own way. Like if you're gonna use a move, you twist it up a little bit and make it your own. So, everyone, I've seen a lot of other luchadors take a piece and make it their own. So yeah, it'll look kind of similar, but in reality, it isn't.
Yeah, that's like anything. That's like you just explained with moves. Like everybody out there does an elbow drop, but there's only one people's elbow drop, The Rock. There's only one atomic leg drop like Hulk Hogan does. Even though people,
Yeah.
you'll see guys, they'll hit the big boop, they do the big leg drop. Oh, you're trying to be like Hogan or whatever. But no, there's only one Hogan, one. Okay, whatever. And people doing stunners. Oh, you're like, take Kevin Owens right now. He's doing the stunner, but he got the props, the praise from Steve to do it.
Yeah.
So
We forgot to mention that I also
uh-oh.
won when I was down there in Mexico, the cruiserweight championship,
Well, we
and I
didn't
brought
get
it over here.
we didn't get that far yet. I didn't skip
Oh,
over that. I was definitely going to get to that, but you brought it up ahead of time. I was going to ask you about some of the training down there though first.
oh well, we could do that. Yeah, the training down there is very different. They work with the opposite side. It's a lot. The ring's very. It's harder than some of the rings out here. The padding is very thin, thinner than most of the rings I've worked in. It's tough training, and especially with the heat and that building where we were training at had no air conditioning, so it was just everyone was like soaked the sweat.
I'm guessing you lost a lot, some weight in that time down there. You lost a little bit of weight just
Yeah, I
from.
lost a bit of weight there, especially just running, and in the heat, it helped lose that weight.
Yeah, I guess that's one of their specialties down there is the whole cardio, just making sure that you're ready to go, not
Yeah,
per se the moves, just ready that you are physically ready for the intense, uh, up and down, running this that the moves. They'll come eventually, but
yeah,
let's get you ready for your cardio so you don't out there getting all blown up and you can't go anymore and they cut your match short.
yeah. Cardio is very important because you're running half the time, so you got to have that cardio.
So you're trained down there with your uncle at the school down there, and then you started wrestling for his company. Now, what was it like? Now, I'm gonna have this is just me.
Okay.
I'm gonna say there was a lot of eyes on you from the luchadors that were down there, like who the hell's this kid coming in here? Who does he think he is? I'm sure you got a lot of people talking shit.
I got a lot of that. And my uncle didn't treat me. He didn't. It wasn't any special treatment. He treated me like if I was one of his students. I didn't get any special treatment.
Oh well, that's what's up. I'm glad he did that. Uh, so you start working for his company, and how the hell did you get put into a? And you were down there only for a week. You said.
Wait. Yep.
How the hell did you get put into a title position so quickly?
It's just there was an open spot. There was a guy there. It was a fatal four-way they were supposed to have for the cruiserweight championship, and one of the guys hurt himself during training, and they needed a replacement, and they found me. I mean, I
So
was there, so
so you're there. You went down for a little vacation from training just to hang out with the uncle and the guys, and then next thing you know it, you're getting the 3 count walking out as the champ. And after that moment, you walking out with the champ, I'm sure you had a lot more eyes on you now too. Then,
yeah. A lot of people were surprised that I went down during COVID because you know how it was when COVID started. Everybody was scared of
yeah.
what was going to happen. I mean, I was too, and I was very cautious of the whole COVID thing, but I had to go do what I had to do.
And most definitely you're lucky you made it back up here north into the states because they start shutting down everything here and there, and eventually you probably would have got stuck down there if anything.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that were already down there from trips and stuff, and it was I going through the airport. It was very sad to see that a lot of people couldn't get through, and it was just a mess.
So So you end up bringing your newly won championship, your cruiserweight championship from down there,
Yep.
back here to the States. And then apparently you just started to say, what the hell? I'm not down in Mexico. I might as well defend it. So you start defending it up here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I defended it. First place I started defending it, and I think that was the only place. AFCW.
Okay.
I came up here with it, and I made a challenge. Anyone that wanted to challenge me,
Yeah,
they
that
were welcome to.
yeah, you mentioned AFCW, that is Ace Fusion Championship Wrestling. You work for, between now and then, you work for a whole shitload of companies I can name off here. Super Crazy, Triple WA, The Sanctuary, Superstar, Enterprise Pro, Extreme Hybrid, Frontier Pro, MPG. What's MPG?
MPG Wrestling. I don't know the meaning for it, but it's in Indiana. 10-hour
Okay.
drive.
Yeah, and you've been since you've been back, you've been making the drive to all these different shows out of state with several other people. Some of your I'm gonna say your ride or dies out there with you traveling on the road. Guys like Mr. Eddie Velasquez. Shout out to Eddie. Big ups, bruh. Mr. Motivation. Love that guy. And Ronnie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And was there anybody else in the car rides with y'all, or was it just you? Hold up, I'm trying to
Uh,
think. I can't think, but you should know. You were there.
it was mostly well, there was times Ronnie would join us, but me and Mr. Motivation started tagging up, and that's when we started getting going out of state. We went to MPG, which was a 10-hour drive.
Oh, it just rang in my head. You also teamed up with Anton Nathan
Yep.
as well.
The Bad Bunnies.
Yeah, yes, I remember the Bad Bunnies.
The Bad Bunnies for about a year solid, and it was pretty good. We were close to winning at Triple WA, the tag team championships, but then COVID hit, and it was maybe next time.
So you move on from the Bad Bunnies teaming with Anton Nathan to hooking up with Eddie Velasquez. So apparently he motivated you in one way or another just to start teaming up with him. And you were what, the Lucha Amigos?
The Lucha Amigos. We put our feud aside and decided to team up in West Virginia.
Yeah, because
We-
tell us about that feud, because I know you guys beat the piss out of each other, like in many different places.
Yeah, everywhere. Everywhere we went, it was Mr. Motivation and Felipe just going at it, and even just we wanted to hurt each other. We wanted to put each other down. It
I know
was
I got
an intense
I think
rivalry.
I think I got to witness like maybe two of them only, I believe. I think one was probably at, I want to say, Ace Fusion, one of their tapings there. I think it was another Ace Fusion one, probably, or out in New Jersey. I believe I saw
Yeah.
one at the Super Crazy arena.
That feud all started with the cruiserweight when I brought it to AFCW. I challenged anybody, and Draven Blaze and Mr. Motivation stepped up, and we had a
Well,
triple threat.
well, one thing I want to say is, if I was your uncle, I would be pissed as hell for you to bring the championship all the way back to Pennsylvania from Mexico that you won for his company, and you lost it.
Yeah,
You lost your uncle's title. How could you?
yes, I lost it to Mr. Motivation. I defended
See, there you go.
it. He enjoyed that moment he had. Then he won it in the. You were there for that, the dog collar match.
Yes, that's the one in Jersey that I saw. It wasn't
That was
Luca
so-
Mancini a part of that?
I believe that was
Or
the
somewhat-
last one. The first match me and Mr. Motivation had for the title was a dog collar match, and
And
that's where he beat me.
oh my
So
God.
then it moved on to Luca and Mr. Motivation, and I got involved trying to, receive my cruiserweight back, and it became the triple threat, and Luca retained. Luca's not the champion anymore.
Okay, I was about to
Batu,
say. I'm like, wait, who? Wait, who's the champion now?
Batu,
Batu.
the Rad Dragon, Batu. Yeah, he has it now.
Is your
He's-
uncle ever going to get the title back for his company through you, or is he going to not book you and book Batu down there?
I hope he books Batu down there. That would be great for Batu. But
I can
I
hear
don't
him
think
now. You brought shame to the family, Felipe.
I brought the title from Mexico and I lost it, and it went to several other guys, and I couldn't get it back.
It's in right now. The Uncle Felipe Senior. The cruiserweight title to your company is currently in transit. As soon as Felipe can get it back around his waist, hopefully he will return it expeditiously. So,
a, a little secret though, a little secret. Batu's been cruiserweight for 2 years now, but he won't be
you figure
cruiserweight.
with COVID. Well, you figure with COVID, maybe.
He won't be cruiserweight champion for long. Trust me.
Well, there's going to be a time and place. Hopefully, we all get to see when that happens. So, now that you guys are playing hot potato with your uncle's cruiserweight championship, what's been going on with you, man, lately, man? Like I seen recently also that you've been training up in Queens, New York, out of
Yeah.
because I was just down the road from you at a show, didn't realize you were there. I'm like, holy shit, what the hell's he doing here too? But yeah, you're still putting in that work in at other schools and traveling all the way to the Queens. I honestly, the day I went to New York, I hated it. I loved it and I hated it. I hated it only because gas and tolls.
Yeah.
That's the only reason, especially the tolls. The tolls is what pissed me off the most. The gas, the gas didn't bother me all that much. So yeah, but those New York, New Jersey coming in and out, they can keep that
traffic.
shit. I ain't trying. Traffic didn't really bother me too bad. We got hit up by we were at the red light. Me and I was down there with Ricardo Rodriguez. He was doing a show in Queens, and we're there, and he starts filming on his phone. Apparently, all the biker boys pulled up to the red light, and what happened was, one guy standing on his bike, with the phone, he's showing everybody. He's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. He's filming with his phone too. So we're at the light. As soon as it changes, they're all still going. We're thinking that's it. I'm looking like I ain't driving. I'm staying right here during the green light. I'll wait and sit for the next red light. I'll wait for the next green light. And they're still flying by. Like, what the hell? It's like a family reunion. I said, at least they could have done was notice who you were and gave us an escort to the building, which didn't happen. But the same thing happened to me down in Philadelphia about 2 weeks ago. I was on South Street, but it wasn't motorbikes. It was squad full of kids on regular bikes. They're in between the parked cars on both sides, and I'm South Street's one lane, and they're flying, coming out of nowhere. I'm like, what the hell? Where the hell are they all coming from? And like the same exact thing, but I'm sure you know all about the toll traffic situation anyway. I'm sure you got stories yourself.
Man, I have a crazy story, and this was, I mean, it was a good weekend because we enjoyed it, but the trip was so long, such a long trip. This was when me and Mr. Motivation, we were going down to MPG Wrestling in November.
That's the one in Indiana, correct?
In Indiana, yep, 10-hour drive. But before that, Mr. Motivation invited me to work a show in Atlanta. I believe it was Atlanta or Tennessee, one of those. And he was like, "So look, we can make the trip to Atlanta and then to Indiana." So it was a 12-hour drive almost to uh, Indiana. I mean, not Indiana, Tennessee or Atlanta. It was one of those. I can't really remember. But the worst part was we made that 12-hour drive to get to the venue, and the show was canceled last minute.
The first show,
The first show was canceled last minute.
did did the guy was able to give you gas money for the trip? You guys making a trip down there at least?
Yeah, he hooked us up with some gas money there. He apologized and said that he was sorry. They had venue issues, and the show was canceled last minute. And it wasn't the guy's fault because there was really not good service on our way down there. So he didn't receive the message in time, and we didn't know until we got to the venue. And we saw nobody in the parking lot. We were like, "Well, this is odd."
Yeah. Uh yeah, I'm just guessing that uh one, you probably enjoyed the trip on the way down. Sightseeing and everything like that as you're going.
Really nice site. Very.
Highly pissed off when you got there because you wasted all that time.
Yeah,
But
we were.
he did reimburse you with gas money and stuff. Now you have to make that extra long trip to Indiana now.
And it was a non-stop trip, no stops. I mean, if we had to stop and use the bathroom, yes, but we kept going. We kept going. We were pushing to get to where we had to go.
And what was the crowd like out there in Indiana though?
It was a nice crowd, very big crowd. It was a big building. It was in a fairground, and they had a stage. The stage was already there and everything. So inside that building, they would do concerts and stuff like that. And they had a lot of people. It was a very packed show. It was
Okay.
very nice too.
Yeah, I know a lot of companies that I would see online that when they're dealing with places such as depends what part of Indiana. I don't know if it was I don't want to go and say redneck, but you know, a lot of people in the South and this and that. A lot of them are really a lot of diehard wrestling fans who come out with the family and they make it a family affair. They come out in droves of people to sit and watch. So for you to tell me at least the house was packed, so it was worth the drive then and all that. So that's
And
a
it was
huge plus.
it was a Sunday too, so it was surprisingly packed for a Sunday.
So people coming from church, Ma, Pa, okay, get the kids. Church is over. We're going to the fair. We're gonna go see Felipe, this Felipe kid, and and I'm sure you got you. Did you come across any of the people being? I want to word this correctly. I want to say racist. Like, go back where you came from, boy. What you doing here? That kind of stuff. I'm like, I just put it out there. It's just like,
Nah, we didn't have any
I
of
didn't
that
want to
stuff.
go there.
We didn't have any of that stuff. Surprisingly, we were new, and they really liked us as Lucha Amigos. They were very they
Now,
wanted us to win, and well, we didn't win, but at least we had the crowd. We got them, and they really liked us.
all right, cool. That's sweet. That's awesome. So was I'm guessing the crowd. Was it mixed? A mixed crowd?
Yeah, it was a mixed crowd.
Okay.
It was mixed crowd, not too mixed, but it was.
All right, cool. That's what's up. You know, because like I said, when you get into some of those states where it's predominantly one race, that's particular.
Yeah.
They can get a little jumpy in their seats now. They better watch it. Your tires might slash. They might try to cut you as you're going back to the locker room or something like that. But that happened back in the old days where a lot of our elder statesmen in the world of wrestling, where they say a fan tried to, they stabbed me on my way back, or they tried to jump me in the parking lot, and this and that. So we constantly hear those stories, and but so now going forward, you're making rounds with Eddie. Are you two even still teaming together, or is that done?
I don't know. The last time we tagged up was Triple WA. We both made our debut back to Triple WA after a year and a half or two.
You said back?
Yes, because we after COVID, I wasn't at Triple WA for a while, about a year and a half or two.
Okay.
And they invited us back in March, and the fans were just, once the music played, once we came out, they lost it. It was a great moment, and I didn't know how to feel. I froze a little bit, and I'm like, wow, this is just crazy that
it's like they remember us, like we were.
they were just losing it, lucha, and I'm like, it was such a great feeling, and
but it felt good.
It felt so good, yeah, really did.
Yeah,
people just wanted to see us back for the longest time, and once they got it, they lost their minds.
Well, I'm glad they welcomed you back with open arms. That is a blessing in disguise, because some of the indie talent, depends on who you are. You go away for a while, you come back, and then people are like, okay, yeah. But then some who left an impact with the fans, no pun intended saying impact, but when you left some memorable moments for them in particular, as soon as you come back, it's like out in Jersey when as soon as fans started hearing, like, I was working for one particular company. It was a simple, just me, average Joe gimmick. It wasn't no face paint. I wasn't doing that for this company. I wasn't doing nothing fancy. I was just like the average wrestler. I was the people's wrestler.
Yeah.
They hear the music, they know the music. So as soon as they start hearing that first couple, dude, just that little bit there, I'm behind the curtain, and I just start hearing Gio. I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, what the hell? Like, okay, all right, and yeah, when the fans react to you, and you try to humble yourself as much as possible, like as far as like, who am I? I'm no one special. I'm not important, but apparently, they approve of me. They love me. Like, okay, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna run with it, and that's what you did too as well.
Yeah, that Triple WA crowd is nice. To get back to if me and Eddie are still tagging, I don't know. I'm not so sure right now. We haven't done anything since Triple WA. He's been doing his thing, and I've been doing my thing as well. Hopefully, we could tag up again and maybe win some tag titles in the future. But right now, we're both doing our own thing. So I'm not so sure yet, but hopefully we can tag up.
And as far as your current status of your thing, why don't you fill everyone in what's going on recently in the world of Felipe Jr. in I'm gonna say it's at Frontier Pro Wrestling.
Oh, Frontier Pro Wrestling.
I guess there's a lot of stuff going on there between you and certain people.
Me and management decided to bring back an old guy.
I'm telling you right. I'm gonna stop you right. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is open forum. So if you want to go off and you want to speak your mind to management at Frontier, please go ahead, have at it. You can. I'm giving you this time to say your piece. What's going on? Let the fans know why you are right and they are wrong. Why people should follow you and not the management, and whatever. I'm getting ahead of myself, but go ahead. The floor is yours.
Management decided not to, management decided to give me random matches, give me guys that I've already defeated, and then they bring up this old man, Miguel del Barrio, from retirement, some old UFC fighter. We don't need any more UFC fighters in professional wrestling. We already got that all over WWE. We have Ronda Rousey and whoever else. So it's just he's just an itch. He's such an itch, and he's just there constantly and doesn't just. I have to. It's too much. It's too much. But coming up in July, the main event is a steel cage match. Me and Miguel del Barrio. And management has delivered perfectly because I've gotten them to deliver. It's a number one contender match.
Okay. All right. So it is me and you talked via these objects right here. We talked. And now right here you are confirming for Frontier Pro Wrestling in July, right? Is it July? July
8th. It's on a Friday.
July 8th. It is going to be a steel cage match for a number one contendership.
Yes.
Okay.
Right now, the steel cage is up. It's kind of still up in the air. But if it's a steel cage match or not, I'm still going to beat Miguel del Barrio, and I'm going to move on to face Skylar Kincaid.
Okay. If it's not a steel cage match, what is some of the options that was presented in front of you? Did they give you other options to choose from, like I don't know, I'm gonna say ladder match, ring set on fire, I don't know.
No, they haven't told me anything yet, so we're just gonna have to see when they whatever they announce coming up soon. They've been announcing some upcoming matches, but we'll have to see what happens.
Now this is going to be your first steel cage match?
Yes, my first steel cage match.
Yeah, so after today you might want to hit me up because I've been in several cage matches and I walked away with titles. So just saying, I'm just putting it out there, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be something, and I think I'm prepared for it. I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to move on to become number one contender.
Now, I took, like I said earlier, I took some notes here, and I don't know if you have this stuff down packed in your head, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. Forgive me if I am. People out there, if you're tuning in right now, if you want to know more about Felipe Jr. here, you can catch him on social media. On Facebook, he is you can look him up as El Lucha King Felipe Jr. That at Felipe Jr. the First. That's one ST at the end, First. He's also on, man, there's a lot of Felipe Jr. stuffs here. He's also on Instagram at Lucha_King_Felipe_ Jr. You really like this underscore stuff here too.
It's nice spacing. It's nice spacing.
It's a lot of you could have shortened the stuff somewhat. Twitter at El Mas Felipe 11. I like that one. It's a little bit smaller for me. And if you want some of his merchandise, like I said, jump over to ProWrestlingTees.com. That's right. Look him up, Felipe Jr. He's on there. And if you want him to give you a shout out, a birthday wish, if you want him to heckle somebody, if you want him to break up with your girlfriend or boyfriend, whichever the case may be, or if you just want to quit your job, he's available for cameos at L_Mas_Chingon_Felipe. Guess what? Another underscore Junior. But I'm definitely gonna try to put all this into the description when after the shows are. I'm gonna try to update that as much because this was a lot to hear just with the underscores alone. So I'm definitely gonna try to update everything so people can definitely hit you up and see what everything's all about.
And then I'm also on YouTube under Lucha King Felipe Jr. If you want to watch some of these matches.
Yeah, because when I looked at YouTube, it was showing me some big ass link, or is it just the name of your page? Is it just El Lucha King for Felipe Jr., or is it actually youtube.com and then it says
Sometimes if you type up in the search, if you type in El Lucha King Felipe Jr., it'll pop up, I believe, directly. If you put in just Felipe Jr., you're just gonna get someone else named Felipe Jr., and it's not me.
It's a mariachi singer. That's what it is. He's singing. He's doing ba la 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 bamba. But so tell us one thing we did not touch upon is and I don't hear in the background over there where you're at though. I don't hear no screaming or yelling. Tell the world about your lovely, vivacious, my wrestling daughter, Ronnie.
Ronnie Flores. She's a fighter. Right now she's not here. She's working. So I mean, I'm sure she would have loved to join the show as well. You got to have her on as a guest for sure.
Oh, we definitely do. We definitely got to get. We actually tonight before we jumped on the show, I actually designed a new T-shirt, and it's already up for sale on our if you go to our if anyone there is watching, you want to go to our pod shop, which is on our BodySlamsPodcast.com. You click on the pod shop, it'll take you over to Spring. We got a wide range of different shirt designs. The newest one on there, you might have to search for it. It is our Body Slams podcast Pride Ally shirt. Yes, I said it in honor of Pride Month. Our Body Slams logo. It is decked out with the colors, and same thing with Pride Allies on the bottom there. You have to see it. We do have that out there showing support. Much love to everyone within the community. That's our newest shirt out there. But you can get a wide range of our other shirts, which up there above your head. Those 3 logos up there is 3 of our shirts. The BodySlams podcast, Thursday Night Slam, what you're on now, and our pop-up plate bombs. But we also have another Breakfast and Body Slam shirt, and we're working on a couple other ideas as well. I actually had a coffee mug. I had a glass down here. We do have other merchandise on there as well to pick and choose from.
I gotta check out that merchandise. I gotta get myself some.
So if anything, people who buy that stuff, we get a small percentage of it. That helps us keep running this thing here, and then just keep like and share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button, spread the word, spread the love to all your friends and family out there to tune into our show and watch us here live on the BodySlams podcast. Now, with that being said, my man Felipe Jr., do you have any final words for the viewers out there who are watching?
Well, if you guys want to come see me next week, Triple WA, the 25th, I'll be taking on Flash Carter one-on-one. Never faced the guy before. He seems he's very skilled. So I'm a little worried, but not too worried because he hasn't faced anybody like me. But if you want to check me out live, I'll be at Triple WA next Saturday. And June.
And ain't that going to be up in Quakerstown?
Yep.
At the
flea market.
Yep.
So Quakertown Flea Market.
In Pennsylvania.
Anyone in the area want to come see Felipe Jr., I'll be there. Triple WA.
Buy some merch.
Yeah. There's some new merch coming in, so and stickers. I ordered some crazy stuff.
You said stickers. I need a sticker. I need a sticker for my laptop. Because I'm always putting new wrestling stickers on there, so I definitely got to get one for me.
I got new stuff is coming in, so whoever's at Triple WA is gonna get it first.
Well, I'm not gonna. I would love to be there, but unfortunately, I got to be at I have to be at Pro Wrestling Magic that same day. So
Mhm.
and we've been trying to work out something with Magic, me and you trying to get you over there, but it just the cards don't seem to fall on the right places, when we're trying to get
Yeah.
that because now you ended up moving somewhere else, which is a little further away, but it's all right. We'll get there eventually, though.
Yeah.
And you were about to mention another show.
FPW, July 8th. It's on a Friday. The main event is a steel cage match. Me
That we
versus
that
Miguel
we
del
know of.
Barrio. That we know of, yes.
And
So,
you're
I
looking,
mean,
and everyone's looking at the new number one contender right there.
I'm coming for Skylar Kincaid. Everything he's built, he's not safe. I'm gonna take it all away from Skylar Kincaid.
Oh man. Okay. Any any other final words? Any shout outs? Any cheap plugs? Anything?
No, no, not really. I mean, I guess Happy Pride Month. We're still
Yeah.
Pride Month.
Yeah.
Celebrate. Go have fun. Enjoy yourself.
Oh,
Don't let
and
anyone tell you different.
this coming Sunday is Happy Father's Day.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day. So God bless to your father. Uh, you know, and your uncle, even though he's your uncle and not senior father, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him too. And happy Father's Day to you, even though you ain't got no kids yet, but eventually, hopefully, maybe adopt it one. I don't know. Maybe get yourself a guinea pig or something. I don't know. Something, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
but but I definitely better get a text or something like that for being wrestling dad. Of course, I got a lot of wrestling sons and daughters in this business now. Ugh, child support. Oh my God, I can think of it now. Use kids are driving me damn crazy in this business. I swear to God. But Felipe,
yes, sir.
I want to thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Uh, like I said, from the time you started to the time now, I'm super proud of everything you accomplished, and I'm
Thank you.
looking forward to hopefully see you further your career, whether it be going back down to Mexico, going over in the Europe or Japan or somewhere. I'm looking for to see that 5-star match from I guess Meltzer, the Meltzer 5-star rating, whatever, because he
Yeah.
always puts out for guys like Kenny Omega and stuff like that, especially those ones in Japan, those big matches. So I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. It was a pleasure, and hopefully we can do this again, and we can have Ronnie Flores on here.
Hopefully one day maybe we can get both you and Ronnie and we can do it in-house live,
Oh,
just like that. We can
yeah,
just chill out, hang out, get some pizza, whatever on the table here, and we can just make a maybe get Eddie here too while we're at it. Just make a whole thing of it, whatever.
just a group and
And,
chilling and everything. It would be
and
fun. It would be a great time.
yeah, then we just talk trash. That's it. We just have fun and talk trash. It'll work. I think we've got that. All right, brother. That once again, thank you for coming on. Appreciate. Much love.
Thank
Love you, man.
thank you for having me on. I love you too, man.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.
Well, there you have it, folks. Felipe Jr. Look him up online. Like I said, you can find him at El Lucha King Felipe Jr. on Facebook, and a lot of times he has all his links listed on there that you can click on over to his other pages as well as his pro wrestling tee. So buy that merch, show support for the little luchador that he is. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give one more plug shout out, which I've been doing on just about every show, Breakfast at BodySlams, and that is for August 20th, 2022 at Clipper Magazine Stadium in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Red Rose Sports Cards will be teaming up with Classic Championship Wrestling and Valor Professional Wrestling, as they will have a night of action for a stadium that can fit about 10,000 plus people in there. They will have Alberto El Patron, Del Rio, that is. Ricardo Rodriguez, Rob Van Dam, Santino Morella, Dirty Dango, aka Fandango, Shockwave, The Robot, The Patriot, Rob Noxious, Adrian Bliss, Ed House, Red Scorpion, and many more. Tickets are on sale now. Look them up. You don't want to miss out of this night of professional wrestling. And like I said, folks, if you like what you're hearing, jump over to BodySlamsPodcast.com. You can watch some of our previous stuff that is categorized on our YouTube page, and everything is in order. Everything's updated. All the audio stuff when you're on the go, you can listen to our podcast, the audio form, whether you're in the gym, in the car, or at work. We're on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and a whole host of others, though. But you definitely want to check them out. And with that being said, I also want to mention this coming Sunday, we are not going to be here for Breakfast and BodySlams. Why? Because it is Father's Day. So we're taking that day off, and we will be back the following week with more pro wrestling news. And with that being said, I'm one of your co-analysts, Chio Frost, giving a shout out to my homeboys out there, Tony Reyes, and Joey Image. This is Thursday Night Slam on the BodySlams podcast, and we are out of here.
This is how it's gonna be. This is what you think of me. It's going down like I told you. This is how it's gonna be. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm not going anywhere. It's going down like I told you. I'll be the last man standing here. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, oh.